Everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today we're going to take a look at Mattel's new DC Comics Multiverse 4-inch Michael Keaton Batman figure. This is part of the second series of Mattel's Multiverse 4-inch line, and this figure is based on the first Batman movie starring Michael Keaton. The figure comes packaged in the same kind of packaging that we saw in Series 1 for this line, a window box type package. The figure is clearly displayed. You've got a picture on the left side of, or on the right side of Michael Keaton as Batman from the movie. And then above at the top you've got the DC Comics Multiverse logo. You've got the Batman bat symbol from the movie. Up at the very top it indicates this is an adult collector line with highly detailed and authentic figures. And then on the back is basically a little brief bio with the character, and again a picture of Michael Keaton from the Batman movie. Tells us his real name's Bruce Wayne, that he's a billionaire industrialist. His high-tech gear includes grapple gun, bolo launcher, and Batmobile, and his arch nemesis is the Joker. And then on the other side it just gives us a brief little snippet about the Multiverse line and the other figures in the series. So we have Mr. Freeze, which was released in Series 1, and then this Michael Keaton Batman figure that we're looking at today, and then another Michael Keaton Batman figure that is unmasked. And then the third figure in Series 2 that was released is General Zod from the Superman 2 movies, and we'll be looking at that in the next day or so as well. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. And for the most part, I think Mattel has done a pretty good job of capturing the overall likeness of Michael Keaton from the first Batman movie. I really don't have any complaints with the overall look of this figure. It's very detailed for a 4-inch figure. I wouldn't say the face likeness is perfect, and just looking at the figure by itself, I don't necessarily think Michael Keaton when I look at the face, but then when I kind of hold it next to the picture that they use in the packaging of Michael Keaton from the movie, I don't think it looks too off. I think it's a pretty good likeness, especially for a 4-inch figure. If this was a Hot Toys figure, I'd probably expect a little bit better in the detail face likeness, but for a 4-inch figure like this, I think they've done a pretty good job. You've got the armor sculpted just like we see in the movie. They've got the correct bat symbol on his chest like we saw in the first movie. It's got kind of those little extra points at the bottom. The belt is very detailed, looks very true to what we saw in the movie, so I really like that. He comes with one accessory. He comes with the grapple gun, which is made with that same kind of rubbery material that we've seen all the accessories in this line made with. It's got pretty good detail. It's got a gold tipped grapple, and looks pretty true to what we see him use in the movie. So, and it fits well in his one hand, in his left hand. He holds it nicely. He can only hold it in the left hand. He can't hold it in his right, because his right is closed-fisted. He's got the spikes coming out of his gloves. And then for his cape, they've given him a soft goods cape, but it's a vinyl type material. So it actually, you can actually kind of, has a little bit, holds its form and can kind of get it in some like wind blowing poses. So I actually kind of like what they've really done with this cape. I think it looks good on the figure for the most part. Now I will say that sometimes it kind of bunches up in the shoulders, so it looks like he's sometimes wearing shoulder pads with it, but still for the most part I think it looks pretty good on the figure. Okay, so scale-wise, this figure stands at just about 4.5 inches tall, so he's definitely a bit on the tall side. He is taller than the Batman figure from the first wave of this line from the Arkham games. You can see here next to each other that the Michael Keaton Batman is much taller than the Arkham Batman. Here he is next to Hasbro's Avengers movie Captain America figure. And again, you can see that the Michael Keaton Batman figure stands taller. And then here he is against the DC Collectibles Injustice 4-inch Green Arrow figure. And again, you can see Michael Keaton Batman is taller. And then finally, actually one more. Here he is next to Bane from the same from the line from Series 1. Bane is a taller character, and you can see Bane is taller than this Michael Keaton Batman, but not nearly as tall compared to, like I said, that first Arkham Batman figure. And then finally, here he is next to the old 5-inch Michael Keaton Batman figure that was released back when the first movie came out from Toy Biz. So you can see he is shorter than that figure. And then just for one more comparison, here he is next to the Hot Toys 12-inch Batman figure, that Toy Biz 5-inch figure, and NECA Toys 18-inch Batman figure, all based on Michael Keaton. Articulation on this figure is not horrid, it's not fantastic either. Now, keeping in mind that, you know, Michael Keaton wasn't super articulated in this costume in the movies anyway, the articulation isn't, you know, again, terrible. But basically, he can turn his head left and right, so he actually has a bit more movement there than the real Michael Keaton had in the movies. He doesn't have any up or down movement on the head, though. The arms are on ball joints, so he can get the arms out pretty good, and the cape doesn't really prohibit his arm movement any, which is good. So he's got good rotation there. He does not have, he's got the swivel at the ball joint, but he does not have any kind of bicep swivel or any other swivel on the arm other than at the wrist. So I would have liked to have seen maybe a bicep swivel or a swivel at the top of the glove or something, just to give him a little more movement with the arms. But he does not. He's got a single jointed elbow, but he is able to get his elbow bent at a good 90-degree angle. And then again, he's got the swivel at the wrist, but no hinges or anything at the wrist. He does not have any kind of ab crunch or anything. And again, that, you know, the Michael Keaton didn't really have any way to bend very well in the suit either. He does have a swivel at the waist, so he can turn at the waist, which is good. They use that funky T-crotch design, so he is able to get the splits on the legs, which is nice. He can get his leg out forward pretty good. Can't get the leg back a whole, kinda. He can get the leg back about that much, so not too bad. So I like that movement. He does have a thigh swivel, and he's got single jointed knees, but he's able to get the knee bent pretty good. He, however, does not have any kind of ankle articulation at all. No swivel, no hinges or anything. So again, not the greatest articulation that we've seen on a 4-inch scale figure, but it's not horrid either, and especially considering that Michael Keaton was pretty restricted with his movements in this costume in the movies. I can't complain too much about articulation. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I don't think this is a bad figure. If you're a fan of Michael Keaton's Batman, then I think you'll definitely want to try and pick this one up. I think it's, for the size of the figure, I think it's a pretty good likeness with nice detail and decent articulation. Not great articulation, but decent enough that you can get it in some decent poses and everything. So this figure is hitting shelves now, so you can check places like Toys R Us, Target, I think are the two main places that this wave is showing up right now. So if you want to try and find it, start looking now. And like I said, we'll take a look at the General Zod figure in the next day or so that was also included in this wave. So until next time, I'll check you later.